Not on this.
Alright, that should get our picture up and going.
This one is good or this one is broken?
That's fine. Shouldn't have hit that get live button on YouTube just yet, but I have that problem.
You started it. Hello again, YouTube.
Hello again, YouTube.
Just
We are back.
finishing setting up cameras. Over here. Instead of part 2, you should call this battles.
Alright. There we go. Got that going on. Got this going on. Semi-ready. So, we are back from talking about the meta. If you missed that, feel free to check it out on our YT. Just getting our music going so that we're not boring.
Some tunes.
Some tunes.
Some tunes. Not too noisy.
Sure.
Bumping music. Alright, let's
Bumpin'
go.
music. Alright, so we did talk about Beyblades. We built these combinations here. We built some decks, and we're going to try these things out. So some of the decks that we're going to see is what we want to talk about here. So I am going to be running...
So, do you want to each pretend like we're from a different meta based on your spreadsheet?
Yeah, I'm running some of the different metas.
Okay.
So what you're going to be running is that you're going to be running a win with a vanish. I'm just going to steal your driver and you're going to use my driver. So,
Savvy, welcome. We have all of the Takara Tommy Beyblade Burst Beyblades here. Yeah? All of them?
Yep. We got Beyblade Burst, well, GB and BU, pretty much all the things that we got going on there. Alright, so you're going to run a deck that looks like that. Your deck is going to be a left spinning stamina, a right spinning stamina, and a attacker. Your right spinning stamina is your primary. We're both running a primary right spin stamina combination here. I've got Dynamite plus F Belial 3. You've got yourself Wind Perseus.
Happy Easter. Thanks for the bunny ears.
Thank you so much. Alright, so what you tend to do in your deck format is, in the first match of deck format, you have to select your most reliable Beyblade. So you look at your deck and you go, what is the Beyblade that is most likely going to win against most things? So we've got our triple decks here, and my most likely to win against most things is going to be my Dynamite plus F on Bearing Drift. Most players are going to throw out their Bearing Drift first, and they're going to kind of feel out what your opponent's Bearing Drift is. This is going to be the most common combination, but the other most common starting setup is going to be their attack.
And what about for this one?
For you, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to go with a Bearing Drift combo. Is going to be your most likely that you're going to throw out first.
All right.
So we're going to get the feel for that for our opponent's decks, because we're going to go like this and we're going to see, okay, we both went with our Bearing Drift illegal combination. If you're running Wind versus you're running Dynamite plus F, you're going to have a different kind of feel for this. We found ourselves that Wind is better at resisting attackers, but isn't as good at fighting actually Dynamite plus F. So let's see how this goes. 3, 2, 1. So we do have two different Bearing Drifts. They don't perform completely the same, and so there will be a little bit of a difference here. Hitting that grind, getting those damage points in. And I think you're going to see Dynamite plus F wins this more often than Win does. And we see there, Dynamite plus F took that significantly. There's no difference in our deck, really. We're both running 9, we're both running a illegal, and we're both running Bearing Drift. So, if you are in this scenario, I just won, right? We're playing deck format, right?
Yep.
So I just won. So now she has to decide, are we going to replay that fight, which didn't seem to go in her favor, or do I have to switch to a different Beyblade?
So now, because I lost, I can say, you know what? Switch.
Switch. And so there are a couple of responses that you can do when you're told to switch. You can say, I'm going to keep using this Beyblade. That's a really complicated thing or weird thing in the whole switch meta setup is that I can say, I'm staying with this. If I do say that, how does that deck respond? So we look at this setup and we say, I have a left spinner that is really good at fighting right spinners. And I've got an attacker. So, most likely, you're going to want to pick that into this, right?
So now because I lost the first one, I have the option to counterpick.
So
let's
so
give
what would happen here is that I'm going to be feeling her out with this pick. If I pick this first, I'm feeling her out. And I'm going, okay, I just won the first point. I'm now ahead and I'm safe-ish. Can I beat her counter? 3, 2, 1. If I lose to her counter, I am tied and didn't lose that much out of it. If I beat her counter, I now know she likely doesn't have an answer that can beat me. So these are the kind of things that you're going to see as you go into the setup, knowing what you're going to be up against. I know with my deck, this is the smartest thing for me to throw out, is that Dynamite plus F, and I know your Wind did not compare.
Yeah.
This is why Wind surprises me in so many of those metas. We looked at several different regions, and a lot of them use Wind as their right spin stamina, and we just don't see that in Texas. It might just be that the Texas game is better at stamina defense and isn't as good as attack, or things like that. I don't know. Coming to the last couple of seconds, can my reliable Bay beat her counter? It can.
Just.
So that was 2 points for me. That pretty much means I've taken this victory. If this happens to you, so again, we're going to be talking about if all of these things happen to you. If you just went up against an opponent and that happened to you, both your right and left spin stamina type Beyblades ended up winning or losing to this. Your only answer now is your attacker.
So I'm going to say switch.
Switch. And I would, at this point, there's zero reason for me to switch. I know I could beat both of her counters to my answer here.
So then I'm going to attempt my attack type. And he's a right spin? Oh,
yeah. He is a right spin attacker. So, Ultimate is actually one of the best attackers to fight Dynamite F. Because they're the same spin direction. Always take advantage of your ability to do test launches to get into your mindset of your attacker.
And since we're using an attack type, do you have your anti-slip thing?
Oh, let's get the anti-slip device.
We do like Star Wars. We are fans.
We are quite big fans. We're not like mega fans.
No.
We don't know the entire extended universe.
True.
I know some of it.
You know more than me.
I know more than you, for sure.
Oh, that's my left. That's my left spin launcher. I need a right spin launcher.
So her right spin attacker is her best answer to this. This thing is weakest to right spinning attack types. 3, 2, 1. She needs to get that knocked, and she did. So I hit the back pocket, and I am knocked out. Doesn't matter that my Beyblade re-entered. I hit here, and she got the point. Now is when things get interesting, because I just lost.
You lost. So now, if I were to say...
So I'm No, I say.
Oh, you say because you lost.
I lost, so I decide. So how do I react to that situation? I just lost to that, and I go, I have to think, did I lose to that because I'm going to lose to that, or did I lose to that to a fluke? I am still 1 point ahead, so I could say replay. But how else could my deck handle this? If I said switch, my Bay is going to beat both of her other bays. So that's actually my best option right now to say, is that I would just say switch.
Switch?
Yeah.
So I don't have to switch.
You don't have to switch.
But if I don't switch, you have something to counter me.
Do I?
Maybe.
Weak to attack types,
Okay.
another attack type.
Okay. Do you like clones or stormtroopers better?
Clones.
All right, he's in for clones. We are doing a Beyblade stream though, so that's the focus right now.
Clones for sure. Way cooler.
All right. Fine. I'm gonna keep it.
You're gonna stay?
I'm gonna stay.
I think my only answer at this point is to also stay.
Okay. Okay.
I have to see if that was a high skill attack from you or if it was a fluke attack from you.
How much are you used to the quad strike name? 1 out of 5. Is it a weird name?
3, 2, 1. Do you mean like the name of the different quad strike bays in comparison, or do you mean just the name of the quad strike series instead of Burst Ultimate?
I don't like the quad strike names.
You don't like the names?
No, the naming conventions are just letters and numbers. Oh,
of all the parts.
Yeah, yeah.
But also the top layers have different names, right? It's like, it's not Wind.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It's Whirl Knight? I don't know. I usually refer to them as their...
So I lost.
So I would just say switch.
But I lost.
Oh, you lost. Yeah. So what do you say? Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I beat you once. I'm going to try again.
So you want replay. This is smart from her.
Replay.
What she would call here is replay to force me to keep doing this. She thinks this is her only way to attack and win. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, punch. Sorry.
3, 2, 1.
No, I didn't get that big early hit.
Did not get the big early hit, and that pretty much means she's lost. It can always turn differently, but at this point it is 4-0.
Nice. All right.
So, what do you say?
Isn't it first to 3 points?
First to 5 usually in
5
high-end competitions.
Well, I would say switch, but you're going to stay.
I'm going to stay.
And I have to keep this one.
Because your other two can't beat it.
Yeah.
This is what happened to me in our regionals and how I got eliminated. 3, 2, 1.
Yes!
You got it.
So now you...
Switch.
No thanks.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
That's the problem, because you're not scared of the rest of my combos.
I'm not scared of the rest of your deck, and I am confident enough that you can't win 4 games in a row with your attack.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just won that matchup.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So the reason I won that matchup is that my reliable Beyblade easily defeated her reliable Beyblade. So let's change that. And what we're going to do is we're going to swap these drivers.
Okay. Welcome for anybody just joining. We are looking at some of the combinations that were used in the Beyblade World Cup regionals during the month of March and seeing what those combos perform like. The Beyblade World Cup is in Florida in June.
Indeed. Here you go. So this is now your left spin counter and should not be used against anything else.
Interesting. Okay.
This is your reliable bait that you throw out usually.
Okay.
And you still have the same attack.
Okay.
Or if you want, you can switch to Zyphoid if you want to try.
That's
going
okay.
with it.
I'll give Ultimate a go.
So this is going to be the switch up, and I think we're going to see from this combination, I'm not going to change my deck at all, but we're going to see, I think, her deck work a lot better.
So I still want to start with this one, or now I want to start with... No, I don't want to start with
You
this
always want to start with your Bearing Drift or your attacker, depending on your confidence in your ability.
Okay.
I'm not confident in my attacker, so I'm never going to start with my attacker. I know that about me. Most of my competitors, when I go to this World Championship, will not feel that. Ooh. So we look at this now, and we are opposite spin stamina types. So we do not have to pull hard.
Yeah.
This match is going to end the same way, regardless of how hard we pull, and however that way ends is going to tell us a lot about how this battle is going to go. So 3, 2, 1, trip. Pull really lightly.
Welcome back, John.
Hey, John. Welcome back, anyone on YouTube that has come back. Or welcome anybody that is there that is new. You're finding that's in your way?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So this is going to be a little bit boring, which is why we're feeling like we can talk. Opposite spin battles is...
Stand battles.
Alright. Coming to the last couple seconds.
No.
Tie.
Okay. Okay. So with a tie, if you get 2 consecutive ties, whoever has the most points wins. But if no one has points...
That's in pick 3, choose 1. This is deck.
Oh.
2 consecutive ties, we switch.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, switch. The thing about 2 consecutive tie switch is that you can't switch to the same Beyblade you just used. This is an interesting thing in deck that can really mess stuff up. The issue with both of our decks, the way we built them, is that if these 2 tie out, we can't pick our other Beyblade. Our other stamina type Beyblade. Because our other stamina type Beyblade is very weak to attackers. Oh, I took the win.
Okay.
So at this point, you switch, stay, or replay.
So now... So that would make these guys same spin.
Yes. So
and that's not good for him.
That's not good for that.
And then the attack matchup would just be trying to do the same thing that we did before.
Yeah.
So let's try this one again.
Try that one again. Okay. So we're going to see if our combos here can handle it. Hers should have been closer than that. 3, 2, 1, rip! So, you really don't want to get in this position that your reliable stamina type can't beat your opponent's reliable stamina type. That pretty much puts you in a lost spiral unless you're a good attacker. Or a lucky attacker at that. Nope.
You got those extra spins.
Got those extra spins.
So then, okay, let's just to mix it up. Let's do.
Okay, so she's going to...
Get that Excalius out on the board.
She's going to call switch. I do not switch. I have 0 reason to switch at this point. She's going to pull out Excalibur.
He's a right spinner.
He's a right spin attack type. Excalibur has the highest highs and the lowest lows of attack types.
Let's see if we can get this sword.
3, 2, 1, 3. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. We're going to pretend self-knockouts don't happen, but if they do happen to you, you did lose the point there. Yeah. That's definitely a risk. Always take advantage of your practice launch if you have just swapped to an attack type or to a regular drift. Both of those should do a practice launch. 3, 2, 1, 3. Oh, she actually did a burst. That would be huge in a tournament, and that is why the higher highs exist there of Zyphoid.
Yeah, Zyphoid.
So Zyphoid, I think, has a better chance of bursting a dynamite and a wind, both, than any other attacker has the capability of doing so.
But now you could say...
So now I would say switch.
But I don't have to.
You don't have to.
But you can counterpick me. So I'm going to say I'm staying. What do you do?
So let's see what I can do. I could try this again. I just saw I got absolutely decimated, and that gave her 2 points. That's scary to be in my position. I have 2 points on you.
Yeah.
So that just ties us. I had 2 points on you.
Yeah.
So my other options are a left spinning stamina type that is really weak to attackers and an attacker. So my only answer really is to go attack.
Risk it.
Crit void indeed. She critted me out of that arena. 3, 2, 1. Oh! So she takes the point there. And I would say switch.
And I'm feeling confident, so I'm going to stay.
3, 2, 1. So Zyphoid is killing it. She burst me, but after she knocked me out. So that has put her at 4, and I'm at 2. That's really bad for me. I don't have anything else I can do. I can only call switch, which she responds with that.
Yeah.
So what I can try is that I can try going my left spin counter. This guy beats out right spinners, but I can't take a big hit from her. 3, 2, 1.
Oh. Sorry.
Do your practice launch.
I shouldn't need it. Oh, the sword is...
Sword is out.
There we go.
There we go. 3, 2, 1. what I have to hope is that I don't take that big hit. I dodge around. Looking good for me. The nice thing is she hits my weight disc, not my layer. She is low down, and my high up, she is hitting my wheel disc.
Which is not good for me.
Not good for you, because I should take that win every time.
Darn.
So now, you just lost, what do you do? And this is where she wins.
This is where I win?
Yes. Because if you say switch,
yeah.
or if you say switch and I stay, you answer with that.
Oh, I see. It's my call because
Right?
I lost that point. Okay.
You don't want to replay that, because you just saw I
no.
crush you. So you call switch.
Okay.
I can't answer with this, because it will lose to her vanish.
Okay.
So I have to switch to one of these two. I've seen I lose this, and I haven't seen I do particularly good there. I think I have a better shot with that. So I respond with this. She burst me earlier.
Yeah. I'm trying it again.
Okay.
Let's see if it was a fluke.
So she only needs 1 point, and I need 2. 3, 2, 1. Normal competition, that would be out. We're not counting those because we're trying to pretend that we're better than we are.
I did knock the sword out, but there we go.
3, 2, 1. Oh, and that would be the win for her.
Nice.
So that is a situation that's really rough to get into. Getting bursted. I did not expect that. I have one of the strongest burst locks in the game. I've got a really reliable bay, but this thing's crit capabilities is so high, and I think that's why that region, we start to see it emerge.
And
but
where was
super uncommon.
Carolina?
That was California.
California.
California ran Zyphoid. Somebody else ran Zyphoid.
There were 2.
There was a second.
We made a spreadsheet.
We made a spreadsheet. We'll look at it. So that was interesting. All right. Now, things that we aren't very familiar with. Can you check the spreadsheet? What was burst on? It was burst Achilles, right?
So there was more than one. So we had a burst Achilles, a burst Perseus, and a burst Spriggan.
So the problem is I don't know what spin direction Achilles or Spriggan were in. But Perseus?
Perseus.
Okay. So let's check that out.
So burst Perseus over exceed dash plus Z.
This is an attacker. We're not going to run that one.
We're not going to run that one?
We're not going to run that one.
Okay.
What's one of the stamina ones?
So California, burst Spriggan, spread dash bearing Mobius.
Okay. Yep. Spread dash bearing Mobius.
And so Lord Grimm used that in California with Guilty Longus, Dynamite Lucifer, and burst Spriggan.
Okay. Where is our spread?
So I'll just get a nice couple of launches off here while we're looking for some Beyblade parts. And failing. This is why you have to practice your attack types, friends. So if you go right into that corner pocket, it's no good. Nice. So with an attack type, you want to see that flower pattern. It hits the middle, so if anybody is trying to just stamina stall and hold the middle, you want to knock them out of there. See, right into that corner again. Hey, Pat God, we are not doing a giveaway right now.
Our next giveaway will be when Beyblade X releases.
That'll be a few months from now. Cool. All right, you got your pieces?
Okay, burst Spriggan.
Want me to read that off again?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Burst Spriggan on spread.
A-Rock, you can have all of the Beyblades you want.
Right. Just tell me what Beyblade you want and I'll have it sent to you. That's my best friend, by the way, so he gets special treatment. Okay, so that was one combo. What else was in that style, right?
The same one? You want me to
Yeah, let's build that deck and think about fighting.
California. Dynamite Lucifer plus F, illegal bearing drift.
Dynamite Lucifer?
Yep.
Interesting, okay. And?
Guilty Longinus Fortress Extreme Dash 2.
Okay. I would not personally run Dynamite Lucifer.
Is going in.
And then you get this.
Oh, he's already on Fortress?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're just copying a deck that was used in California. This is not a meta that has been used in our Texas tournament, so we're trying it out. What are you facing off against?
Okay. So we've got right spin stam, left spin stam, attack.
Left spin attack.
Left spin attack.
So 2 lefties.
I'm not purposely building a deck. I'm just saying what is in that setup. So let's look at wind, because we're seeing a lot of wind.
So we are looking at combos that were used in the Beyblade World Cup regionals around the States and in Toronto, because the metas are all different in each place. So we're testing out combos that we haven't used that got top 3 in some of those competitions. What is the fastest spinning Beyblade, do you think?
It's probably Guilty.
Yeah?
Guilty on Metal Extreme. The metal on the outside of it just puts so much outward heavy metal areas that I think that one spins faster
Heavy
than
metal.
any other
We should
Beyblade.
listen to some heavy metal music.
Should we?
Probably not.
Why did our music stop?
Because we haven't downloaded the playlist. We need to do that. So, I'm not the greatest attack type launcher, but I can get that to go a little faster. Right into the corner box.
So we're going to look at a response style deck. I'm actually going to also build a Guilty.
Are we missing any of the Beyblades?
From Dynamite Battle and Burst Ultimate, no. We have every...
We have every Burst and Dynamite.
We have every Dynamite Battle and Burst Ultimate.
Yeah, yeah.
In Burst. Except Volume 26 Booster Roar Fafnir.
Ah, Roar Fafnir.
Eric got it
Oh.
for his giveaway win. It's the only Beyblade that I have not gotten.
There you go. It's pretty nice to be ballers, A-Rock. Except now the new Beyblades are all going to come out, and then we have to get all new Beyblades.
This is fun. Okay, so the deck I have built here is going to be a Guilty Longinus Nexus plus S. We didn't see that much in the list, but this is considered to be a little bit higher in maximum potential. I'm going to run that Barricade Lucifer that we saw as a right or left spin counter, and then I'm going to run a Vanish Achilles. So, in these two deck setups, let's look at what we got going on. Vanish Achilles is my reliable main spinning Beyblade. Her reliable main spinner here is going to be Dynamite plus F Lucifer. Her left spin, or right spin counter is Spriggan. And then her attacker is Guilty. We're both running pretty similar Guilty attackers, but my left spinning counterer is a Barricade. This is coming from the Toronto meta that we didn't see anywhere else, is this Barricade coming into the meta.
So, when we are first picking our first Beyblade, we're basically both assuming that we're going with
Our bearing drifts.
our bearing drifts.
This
However,
is the most likely scenario.
because we both assume that, would you try and counterpick?
I would 100% run the bearing drifts in the first pull.
Yeah.
Unless I was a really good attacker. If I was really good at attack, I would start attack and go that route. If I'm not a really good attack, I would guaranteed put out my bearing drift against your bearing drift. And the reason I want that is I want to know how does that matchup look. And I want to know that early in the competition so that doesn't surprise me later.
Okay, well, let's go that route. What's the fastest launcher? The gold launcher?
Yeah, the gold launchers are the fastest launchers. We didn't grab either of our gold launchers.
No.
Where's our second one?
I don't know. So here we go. Show that one off.
The red launcher, actually. Red and blue is better.
The red and blue launchers are
Yep.
fast?
Yep, they're the faster. They're
So there you
they're
go. They have
faster
a
than
small interior gear.
Yeah, the gear in here is smaller, and the gear here is wider, and so you get a much faster pull as you whip this out. You get more rotations of the inner gear, which really speeds up the outer gear's rotation.
Cool. All right, let's get this first match.
Just a quick question: is Mobius better than Quattro? By far, Mobius is better than Quattro in the stamina setups. Quattro's stamina mode is not particularly good. 3, 2, 1, spin!
Oh, I should have launched a little lighter there.
You should have launched later. This is the opposite spin stamina battle. We're going to see who can take this one. This is going to go a little bit differently than the last time, because here we've got Lucifer as your core. There's no other real change in your design, and we saw it before. That one was winning more often.
Hi, Panda!
That last launch was fire, Mark said. I don't know how long ago that was, but thanks. It's probably Bee's launch. She is fire. Oh, my live is way behind. That's what's going on. Alright. Computer's doing computer things. Coming to the last couple of seconds, as we would expect this matchup to go, I really want the Vanish to win here. And actually, I realized why Vanish is not winning, and that is that this is the red Vanish. So that's a tie.
So what is the difference between the red Vanish and the purple Vanish?
So there are two different Vanishes. There's the red Vanish and the purple or blue Vanish, whatever you call it. Some people call it navy blue. I don't know why. It's purple.
You will fight.
I will fight anyone.
Die on that
I
hill.
feel like I can fight most Beybladers. Probably not Michael Nightwing. That guy's a beast. But most of the other ones that I've met I can take on, no problem. Where is my purple Vanish? So the red Vanish is made out of a different rubber material. To get the red clear coating, they used a different type of rubber. And that actually isn't as good. The red one will never perform at the level of the blue one unless you have the different molds here.
We do not have any Metal Series bays. We were not playing when they came out. Alright, so show that one.
For those that don't know... Oh, actually... Okay.
What?
I don't know if I can get it close enough to see. In this corner here... Yeah, I can't get it close enough to see. There is an A3. And that means that is the A3 mold for Vanish.
Okay.
Our red is actually A4. A4 is the best mold. It has the highest potential mold-wise. But the red rubber is not as good as the purple rubber. The material the red one is made out of is lighter, but not pretty close to equally as malleable. You would want it to be more malleable if it's lighter, but it is not more malleable.
All right, ready?
Just 1 second, do a couple rips. I need a charger here.
Your phone dying?
Phone just said that it is low.
So no, we don't have any electric launchers. We buy some bays from Bays and Bricks. We have some from Mall of Toys, some from Beyblade Premier. We usually kind of see who has the best shipping depending on what we're trying to order.
Recently been finding that Premier does us the best here in Texas.
Yeah, free shipping within the United States.
If you're in Canada, we found Amazon Japan was actually the best.
Amazon Japan was really good, yeah.
Amazon Japan was awesome if you lived in Canada or in Japan. It is not as good in the United States. The shipping rate is not as good. And the shipping time is not as good. It takes a lot longer in customs. Okay.
Definitely better to get your metal fight bays from a site like Bays and Bricks rather than Amazon, because Amazon...
Lots of fakes.
Lots of fakes. Lots of fakes.
Alright, so we can open this up with our dynamite, or with our bearing drift combos to see whose is better. We're going to pretend that last one didn't happen because I was using the red one. Let's see if the purple one's better. 3, 2, 1, rip. The problem with my purple one is that it's A3, not A4. Not enough testing has gone into A3. All the other molds have significant testing in it. A3, from what I've seen, doesn't have as much. That's probably because... Key? Beyblade Key? I think it's Key, not Kai. I always call him Kai, but I think it's Key. I don't think he had the A3 mold, and he is the one that did some of the most testing on the mold variations for Vanish. Coming to the end here. So that would be a win here for Vanish.
That looks like a tie to me.
Looks like a tie to you. She's going to call that look like a tie to me, which means we got to replay it.
No. Just rewatch it. You had a slight more rotation. That's.
I think I ended up pushing you at the very
maybe
end.
So sometimes those ones look like a tie. Sometimes we'll watch things on slow-mo and see who had that last bit of movement. Yeah.
All right. So at this point, she would want to call switch.
Switch.
And I would not see a reason to switch again. So we're in that kind of situation.
So I'm going to try this bay because he's supposed to be
That's
against...
a right spin.
Isn't he supposed to be good against left spinners?
No,
though?
right spinners.
Oh. So this is risky.
But again, he is the best at taking out Vanish.
Okay.
Because they're the same spin direction. Metal on rubber really makes both go flying. This is your best shot.
Thanks, Panda. We appreciate you. Imagine if Beyblade battles were an Olympic sport. Well, we're going to the Beyblade World Championship, so not Olympics, but there is a championship happening in Florida.
3, 2, 1, Ooh,
nice.
She got it.
So because it went out first, that counts as a knockout, not a burst.
Yeah.
So that is 1 point for me.
All right, so the shipping from Florida to Hawaii is also good.
Okay.
From the Beyblade Premier guys,
Nice.
says Mark. Thanks,
Nice.
Mark, for that heads up. We're gonna need
So
that.
are you going to call to switch?
So at that point, I would call switch.
And if I say, I'm going to stay.
Then I would go to barricade.
Okay. All right. Let's see this go.
So barricade beats left spinners. That's its design. That's its purpose.
Thanks for the 2,000 likes, guys. We appreciate you.
Oh man, 2,000 likes.
Over on the TikTok.
That's amazing. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we're not going to count that one. I'm going to try a relaunch. So normally in a tournament, though, that would mean I lost a point there. But we're just giving some practice. We want to see how this actually goes if they fight.
Also, we use our Sazaza Games coupon at Beys and Bricks. That's fantastic. Gets you 7.5% off over there.
Woo!
3, 2, 1. Oh! So that was interesting. I pulled too hard, and I realized that after. I risked myself highly there, but I got the win.
You got it.
So what would you do?
Well, I'm going to call switch.
You're going to call switch.
Will you switch?
I will switch.
You're going to switch.
I have no reason to re-pick this because you have something that can beat it. And let's just show that. We're just going to show
Okay, okay.
If I did not switch, if I stayed because I had a good win, she would go over to that.
Okay, so we're going to test this out. What's the coupon code for your Beys and Bricks?
Sazaza Games. So if you type Sazaza Games into the coupon code, you will get 7.5% off any of your orders from Beys and Bricks. Do a big order if you're doing that. Don't buy like one pack or like one layer like somebody did. I get a little report on who I helped purchase what.
Nice.
And one of them was like, you helped somebody get a dynamite layer, and it was like a $4 purchase. So like you wasted a 7.5% off coupon on that.
So it's Sazaza Game. It's the same way that our channel name is spelled there. Okay, so if you're picking that, I would counterpick
with that.
With this. So let's test out this surprise.
So this is interesting. We don't know anything about this, and that's why I want to see how this
he's
thing
a left.
works. So this is left spin on bearing Mobius.
Bearing Mobius. All right.
And this is a left spinner. Now the interesting thing about barricade is I have to pull it hard enough that the tentacles come out, but I can't pull it too hard because metal drift will self-KO. 3, 2, 1. So I need that to come out, but I pulled light enough that I didn't go crazy. I need my tentacles to slap her down and slow her down. The tentacles are amazing at that. They don't spin steal, but they drain your enemy's spin significantly. Does this bearing Mobius
have what it takes?
First spring and have what it takes. And I think bearing Mobius is another one that we're going to see a lot of variation in how good it is. Oh.
I think you took that.
I think I took that.
Let's try another launch.
Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Three. You can also pull harder. 3, 2, 1. So we are opposite spin. Bearing Mobius works differently than bearing drift or bearing, where you can pull a little bit harder and get more out of it. You also need to compete against my tentacle snaps.
So try and get through those tentacles.
So you need to have as much speed remaining as possible when my tentacles are finally pulled in to get the win there. But no, I easily took that.
Interesting.
So we don't see Barricade in the California meta, but we see Burst as a stamina type. And it seems like it's left spin based off of how the rest of the deck is built. That's just an assumption I'm going with. The other deck had a right spin stamina. I wouldn't ever run 2 right spin staminas, or else your deck's in a lot of trouble.
Right.
So that's likely what we're seeing there and how that kind of played out.
Interesting. Who haven't we fought?
I just want to see a couple more of these combinations here. So let's try that
Okay.
against a Wind Perseus.
Probably the best Beyblades for tournaments right now would be that Dynamite Perseus on what?
Dynamite plus F, Perseus on illegal, bearing drift, and 9. I still think is the strongest combo. I have a video talking about it. I talk about it quite a bit. It is a awesome combo. Where's my gold? There it is. Okay, let's try this. Be just big smiles as she reacts to your guys' comments, not telling me what you're all
No,
saying.
my sister's laughing at me. She's like, it's called TikTok, not the TikTok. You're showing your millennial.
On the TikToks. All right.
I say it on purpose.
Opposite spin stamina
on the
types.
TikTok.
3, 2, 1. On the clock app,
On the clock app.
I think is what we have to say on YouTube, or else we get censored.
Oh.
You gotta say the clock app and the red app or the YT. So this is what I'm interested in, because why is Burst in that meta? I don't think it's that good. So it's just that the California meta hasn't quite evolved to the point of the other metas, because it's kind of a newer meta.
Maybe.
We haven't seen that many California tournaments posted. We kind of keep track of who's posting tournaments. Yeah, it didn't even come close.
Interesting.
So it's not beating that. Does it beat Dynamite plus F?
Welcome back, John. Hello.
Let's try that. This could also just be my bearing Mobius has it.
And so I pulled that a little bit lighter because they were opposite,
Doesn't matter, opposite
spins.
spins.
It should have been, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
this
only
one-
against Barricade that you don't have to.
Yeah.
You need to counter the tentacles.
Right.
It's unique to Barricade.
So this is left versus right now?
Yes. 3, 2, 1, 3. So very light launch can be handled here. If this doesn't win, we have to switch you over to right spin and see if you beat Vanish. And if you don't beat any of those, then I would highly recommend not bringing Burst as a competitor. I just don't think it's there. I think we'll see Astral will do better.
But Panda, Pegasus is so cute.
Pegasus.
He says, if we get Metal Fight Bays, don't get Pegasus.
Don't get Pegasus. Don't tell me I live my life. It still went to me.
Like the tiny
The tiny bit. Want to try again?
Yeah.
Can't guarantee it off of 1. That was very close.
One more.
3, 2, 1, 3.
Welcome back, Pack God. Hello.
I definitely see Burst makes a lot of separation happen. So as you're saying, Margaret, it does a push off there.
It's just
Which
interesting.
can be good.
I'm wondering what Beyblades it's fighting against for not the top 3 players. Like maybe their meta just doesn't have a couple of the newer bays.
Nope.
You took it again?
Took it again. Okay, so we're going to do one first switch, and that's just going to be, we're going to swap you over to Astral.
Okay.
So we're going to get rid of Burst, and we're going to use Astral. The exact same rest of the combination, and we're going to see if Astral outperforms Burst. This is what I've found, is that Astral is better than Burst. 3, 2, 1. In the stamina meta.
In the stamina.
but not in the anti-attack meta. And that again could be the difference in California. Maybe they have a really strong attack meta, and so I could see burst definitely being a strong stamina response.
Right, right.
And that's another thing, again, we're not used to it in Texas because we don't have a strong attack meta. Combos or decks built to handle attackers.
Right. Yeah, we have a couple of people that are really good at their attack types.
But not even close to other regions.
Not as many, yeah.
Okay, so I took that by a lot. Okay, so it's not that. Let's try switching it around.
Okay.
There's armor differences and all sorts of things where I think Astro might do better, but we're going to switch you to right spin and try you against a Vanish. Because I don't know what spin direction they use. They used a multi-spin direction core, which I would never suggest doing in a tournament like this.
Because
none of the multi-spin directions, you can't swap
Yeah.
spin directions, and none of the multi-spin direction cores are as good as other ones in the same spin, in the exclusive spin directions.
But it wasn't used a lot, right?
It was used a bit. A couple of people used burst.
Hello, Jarrett.
Beyblade CRO, it is going awesome.
We don't have all of the Beyblades set up at the moment, but if you check out our other social media platforms, we definitely have lots of images of the different Beyblades. Alright, so now he has a right spin.
He's a right spin that would counter left
So
spinners.
let's go Astral Spriggan.
Let's see if it can handle a Vanish Achilles. 3, 2, 1. So we're just trying to learn why this Beyblade exists in that California meta, why this combo is being seen. We don't know what spin direction they use because they use a multi-spin direction core. For all I know, maybe in their meta they allow a spin direction change even though you're not supposed to. That could always be a thing.
That's true.
We don't necessarily
We
know.
shouldn't rank for that though, right? Oh, but you
Nope.
swapped it back? It's not on Astral anymore, right?
No, it's not an Astro.
Yeah.
It's on first. So again, I won that. 3, 2, 1, 3. So the next thing I'm going to check if I win this again, which I think I will based on what we've seen, is I'm going to try fighting it with Guilty and with Zyphoid. And see if why it's in the meta is actually its anti-attack potential, not because of its stamina potential.
Right.
Is it used as a defense bay? That could make sense of why it's on Bearing Mobius and not one of the better opposite spin bases. Bearing Mobius I don't think is a very good opposite spin base. It doesn't keep up with the others.
Okay, so now you want to try it with
I want to fight it
these
with
guys?
attackers and
Okay.
see how it handles attackers.
Alright.
So now you have to pull a lot
Guilty.
harder.
Okay. Right spin. Here we go.
3, oh, let me get my test launch.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, pretty good. If you were there, that would have been fine.
You lost your base.
I lost my base. It burst itself. That's why this is the fastest Beyblade, to that previous question a while ago. This thing is lightning fast. 3, 2, 1.
Look how lightning fast I was.
That was interesting. I
Right?
don't even know how you managed
I
that.
don't know either. Alright. So hold your hand still when you're launching your Beyblade.
Always hold your hand still unless you know what you're doing. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I messed that up.
Tornado stall. You want to redo?
Okay, no, I want to see how this plays
Okay,
out.
okay.
Again, we're learning, right?
Yep.
So you're going to see some tornado stalls. How does this thing handle those?
Hey Panda, thank you. We are up to 4K likes.
4K, that's amazing. So there was a lot of huge hits there.
Yeah.
No teeth loss.
So I wasn't close to bursting.
You did not take any burst damage.
Interesting. All right.
3, 2, 1.
So you want to get that knockout early, but I was resisting you there. Oh,
There's the burst.
Nice.
And again, that's another thing I think this combo is going to see a little bit too often. Both Burst and Astral have really high recoil. Burst is better at resisting the recoil than Astral was, but it's still really high recoil. 3, 2, 1. Not great. All
Walked me right out of the arena. Wow.
And let's try the right spin attacker, just to see. But so far I'm saying I have seen no reason to bring Burst to a tournament.
So now we're right spin versus right spin.
3, 2, 1. Alright, I'm a right spin attacker. I should have launched differently.
Nice. Those hits.
So it's good resistance from you against my hits. I launched in the location that I would have launched a guilty, but I'm not a guilty.
Yeah, okay, so let's do a relaunch.
Okay, so I'm spinning that way, so I want to land here, not here. So I went here and I lost a lot of spin. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, nice hits.
Nice hits, but you resisted. And Excalibur was the other attacker we saw from California, right?
It is, yes.
So maybe
this is the resistance.
Maybe this is why.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Let's relaunch that one.
Because sometimes you build bays in your local region in response to other bays from your local region.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So if someone is really good at a Xiphoid is using a Xiphoid, maybe
you might be building
is
decks to counter it.
Yeah, yeah.
3, 2, 1. This is all me messing up bad.
Beyblade burst. Beyblade burst. 3, 2, 1.
Let it rip. Oh, and it tore you apart. All right. So too much burst chance. I don't think that's a reliable bay to bring to your competitions. I still think this thing has such high potential, and I might actually start running it more often just because people don't react to it the same as Guilty. Guilty is just every day now. Everybody's used to it. People always get surprised when they see this thing show up. I might run it more often. I think most part, from what we saw today, Dynamite plus F on anything was beating everything else.
Yeah.
It was beating Vanish. It was beating Wind. It's too good. It's so strong. I don't understand why it's not in more metas, and I don't understand why those other metas switched over to Wind. If you guys know, if you guys want to tell me why your region, if your region does use Wind, why it prefers Wind over Dynamite plus F. I see no reason to. In all my experience in the Texas region, Wind loses badly to Dynamite plus F and doesn't show any significant advantage over anything else. I don't see it that much stronger against attack types. I don't see it that much stronger against Vanish. So if it's that much worse, why? Hey Blader, you're just catching us at the end. We're just actually wrapping up here, talking about our thoughts. We're going to see a lot of Wind. I think the people bringing Wind to this world are going to be surprised by it not being as effective. We'll see. Maybe they've figured out something about Wind that I don't know. Maybe there's a difference in how to play Wind than the ways that we've been playing. But both in light launch and in hard launch, we do not find Wind beating Dynamite plus F, and we don't find it that good against Vanish. I found Greatest Raphael was better at fighting Vanish than Wind is. So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Guilty is going to be the most common attacker. I definitely think Xiphoid should get more play than it does, but I understand why it doesn't. Higher highs, lower lows. I need the higher highs from it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
be successful.
I've had more luck with that just in some test launches here than I typically do with a Guilty.
Yes. The bursts from it were huge, and I think its critical potential is really high. But if you don't get those crits, I think it falls off, and that's why it's not used as often. But I use it as a Hail Mary, and I don't use it as a reliable attacker. I can't say, oh, I'm going to win this because I picked an attacker, and I think because of that, I need the higher damage there.
Yeah, cool.
I'm be surprised if we see Greatest Raphael because of its bursts.
Resistance?
Right? No, how bad it is at
how
bursting.
bad it is. Oh,
so, like, the reason World came up is because it's not that burstable. It's burstable.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad as Greatest.
Interesting. Yep.
I think Greatest is better than World. It does the job better at the anti-stamina, but it can also burst to a left-spinning stamina type, and that's where the weakness is at. But I always use mine on Metal Drift, not on regular Drift. So there's some difference there as well.
Yeah, we'll keep playing around with this. We have until the end of June, until the Beyblade World Cup in Florida.
And we have our tickets. We're going to be flying out and enjoying that. We're going to be hanging out with some of our other local tournament participants. So a bunch of Texas representation should be heading out. We're trying to work with people and get them all to go. which will be awesome. If Texas can show up and show what we can do, I'd love to see what the other regions can do. I've been to Maryland. I battled against them. I haven't seen anything out of Maryland that told me Texas can't keep up. I got a lot of flack from some people. Some people, like, I talked about the Texas meta, and some guys on, like, Reddit were like, you can't compare local metas to, like, the top bladers in the world. And I'm like, well, Crisis is number 4. I've fought him.
Yeah.
I have experience fighting him. I've fought the Supreme one. I've fought some of the top bladers, and I don't think Texas is that far behind that particular set.
We don't have as many tournaments.
We don't have as many
right?
tournaments.
And so that's what holds most of the Texas bladers back. So I think it'll be really good to get everybody out there and be part of the scene. And it's really hard to get a WBO score because it's been tracked for years. So I like that Beyblade Premier is talking about doing a seasonal score.
Their own seasonal score,
Yeah.
which will be good. That's definitely a thing that's bothered us in WBO, is that I don't have much of a chance of being in the top 4 unless I'm participating in 2 tournaments a week or 2 tournaments a month
Yeah.
and winning all of them
Yeah.
and dominating them, and I'm not there.
And ranked, and we don't always do ranked. So
We don't always do ranked. I'm not dominating the tournaments. We've got some definitely skilled bladers here in Texas that are tough to take out. It'll be a fun time, and I'd love to see how far Texas manages to go at BWC. If any of you guys are going to BWC, hit us up ahead of time. We can meet up at the event, hang out. We'd love to see some of you guys there. I think that's all we got for today, so we'll catch you guys next time.